Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm April Honey. So we are on the island of Honeyland, which is finally done, and I'm super excited about it. It was supposed to be my forever island. We started it 16 months ago, but I downloaded it to a spicy switch in order to allow somebody to borrow my vanilla switch. And some mistakes were made, and some of the miles goals were checked off by accident. And I didn't know how to undo it or where to find how to undo it. So instead, I just started a new vanilla island when I got my vanilla switch back. And this island we just finished. So I'm very excited to present to you Honeyland. This island was never meant to be an aesthetic, like show off kind of island. It was just supposed to be cozy, a little bit homey. It doesn't really have a theme, although I guess if you can say it fits into a box, I would say it's more springcore than anything. We enter right into a pear orchard. When I made this island, I just wanted to not make something that was truly aesthetic. I really just wanted to do something because it was the colors I liked and just something that felt like fun to me that wasn't like any type of pressure. I was feeling a little bit pressured at the time, like I was just working to top myself with every island, and I didn't like that feeling. So I wanted to make the game fun again for me, and it did work for that. I had so much fun on this island. This custom code right here was made on the island of Sweet Tart, and I do love it. I use it probably too much, but it was a lot of fun. And then here we have our bakery. All of the codes except for the treehouse were made by me on past islands. Here is where I would be by the orchard having a fun little smoothie while my kiddos have sugary snacks. That sounds about right. And we just have like a fun little orchard right over here. And Tia's a cutie. So the villagers on this island, I'll show you right now, they don't really make any sense. Because I wanted all of the villager photos on this island, we just kind of went with villagers that we came across. I had like 5 forever villagers and the rest were just kind of supposed to come and go. Obviously, I have a thing for elephants, but Opal was never supposed to stay. Sid, Eloise, Tia, and Ellie were. As much as I'm saying it's not aesthetic, I do think it came out pretty. So I'm excited to show it to you. So right along this way over here, we're gonna get to the main part of town. Right here is my little baby's house. This is Kai Bear's house, and he chose all of the decor that goes in front of his house, which was a lot of fun for us to do together. We had a good time with that. We had the elephant slide, the famous elephant slide. And in front of the house right here, we have a little surf shop. I don't know, I just like surf shop builds and I thought it would be fun to put one on the island. I didn't decorate all of the beaches, mostly just kind of filled them in with flowers and whatnot, but that one I did do. Here we have our Able Sisters. Able Sisters is covered up. It has some of the codes that I made here on this island. I did save it under one of my children's profiles, so the codes are not attached to the island. I'll put the creator code down in the description below. I didn't realize when I saved it that it would detach the codes from the island depending on who on the island saved it. This code right here was made on Blossom and it was a lot of fun to make as well. And here we just have literally some ducks, some flamingos, nothing too exciting. This is my little bear and he's welcoming us to the island. He's so cute. In real life, he's so cute. So over here we have our peninsula, and all we did was put a lighthouse on it, decorate it with some nature, and a little bike right over here just to, I don't know, give it that kind of lived in look. I think that's the thing with this island. I wanted it to look very lived in. We have Sid over here, who's my favorite cranky. I know he doesn't match the aesthetic, but I don't care because it was supposed to be a forever island. Now, Sid is a very important villager in my world. I love him so much. So over here, we have a little bit of a memorial for a past viewer, and hopefully everything is well for them wherever they may be. They really did touch my heart, so I thought I'd put a memorial there on the island while they were watching. So over here, we have our campsite, which is nothing truly spectacular, just a regular campsite. I do love it though. It's very cozy and fun, and cozy core, I would say, would be the theme on this island. It's definitely cozy. There's lots of bunnies and bears, which are my favorite items in the game, honestly, especially the little baby bear. But the bunnies I put everywhere. They're so much fun. We have our little fluffoid gyroid. He's a lot of fun too. And then I did make this path up here walkable. At first, the goal was to make everything a little bit walkable. I put a little campsite up here, a little mini campsite, but I wanted to make it so that you could get to it. And I thought that would be kind of fun right there to have it be aesthetic from far away, but still be something that you could reach if you were here in person, you know? Right along here, before I go up, right along here, this would be the Cozy Chaos Cruise hideaway. So this part right here, of course, this island just has a lot of stories. This part right here was when I had my channel members bring me an item each for this area, and I had to use whatever they brought me in order to build their hideaway. Now, there are some interesting items here, and it's totally fine. I had a blast building it. We had so much fun. We laughed a lot, and it was hilarious. So I don't know. It's obviously not aesthetic, but it was a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun memories attached to this island, and that's the most important part. So right through here, we're going to come back up to resident services. Resident services actually isn't hidden the way it is on a lot of my islands, which is shocking, I know. But since we went up the beach, let me take you over here. We have a cute little seating area right over here, and the baby bear here is super safe, I promise. And a little gazebo right here. It's just an intersection. I didn't know what else to put here, and that seemed to be the most fitting thing. This road on this island I did make myself, and I rather love it here. I think it looks super cute, and I'm glad I used it. It's very cute. So as we were on Bubba's house right over here. I'm gonna go ahead and pass that up and continue going. Up here we have our Nook's Cranny. Nook's Cranny is just decorated as a garden shop. I do that pretty frequently. I didn't realize how frequently until I just said that just now. But we have all kinds of plant items in front right here, and I love the way these look. These are some of my favorite items in the game, all of the flowers and plants. A lot of the nature items, those are just some of my favorites, and I love it. This dirt path here is also one that I made that I really like as well. And as well as the gingham pattern over here, and also this little rug right over here. Okay, so if we go up behind Nook's Cranny, we have our rock garden. The rock garden has so many memories attached to it. It was so hard to make. I had to move Nook's Cranny in order to get those last two rocks right here to spawn in. It was a lot of work, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love the way it came out. We have just this fun little seating area right over here where we can sit and enjoy the aesthetic. I've always wanted to put like a relaxing outdoor bath area with my rock garden, so I finally got a chance to do that. I put a little ladder on the other side so that you can go down. That leads to resident services right over there. And through here, we have just a little mush path. I don't know. I thought it would be fun to make one. Again, this island was just decor that I thought would be fun, but it really just wasn't meant to fit into a theme. It was just supposed to be a fun island to decorate, and it did accomplish exactly that. It brought me back to the game. It made me fall even more in love with the game, which was super important to me at the time. We have our cute little campsite right over here, and it overlooks the actual campsite. So here's the official overlook for the campsite, and I think from here it does look really cute. You can see the tents up on the cliff, and it doesn't really look too much like a utilitarian area, like you can walk up there and stuff, but it still gives that cozy kind of vibe where you could camp up on the cliffs as well. I do love the way this came out. I love the colors on this island. The yellows, the greens, and the whites. Those are my favorite in-game colors. So much fun. Okay, let's move along over here. So this is just another little seating area right by resident services. And up here we have a little carrot farm. So this is the carrot farm right over there. We have a little bunny friend over here, and he's super cute. I didn't pick any of the carrots for some reason. I just didn't think about it before I saved the dream address, which is totally fine. I like the way it looks right here. And we have our little bunnies, and I made these bunnies in boxes on one of my other islands, and I do love them. Right up here, we have an overlook, and it has the hideaway for the Cozy Chaos crew down there, and all of the items they brought me to decorate with. We're very potty core over here with all the toilets. And then right up there is our tree house, and that's where I keep whatever villager that is the enemy of the island in the moment. I do have to get all of the villagers' photos on this island, or I did. That was one of my challenges. And Voldemort was up there, and Blue Nuggies was up there. All of the villagers that I really don't love in person, those are the villagers that end up there. Now, Deli, I don't dislike him too much. He was just an unfortunate side effect. He showed up at the wrong time, and that's where he was before I had a chance to get him out and replace him. The island was saved, so sorry, Deli. Over here, we have a little walkway, and I love this little walkway right here. I just think it's so much fun. Just a little land bridge, nothing too exciting. We've got some ducks here. If we come up over here, there's a little secret entrance to the treehouse. So here we are in the little treehouse. I do love the code. This code was not made by me. It was already made, and I was not about to reinvent the wheel. It was already in existence, and the person who made it did an excellent job. So I just use what they had already. So this path is a one-way in, one-way out sort of situation. Did put a little seating area right here because I love a good reading nook. And we're going to go ahead and make our way over to the left of resident services. That would be everything on the right. So to the left of resident services, we have my house, which has a little lavender garden because purple is my favorite color. I had to have a little touch of purple on the island, of course. And there's a me. Hi me. Welcome. Oh, look at how cute I am in my little outfit. And we have a little seating area right over here and just a little overlook on the cliffs just to add a little bit of layering right here. Okay, so to the left of resident services, we have a little duck pond over here. There's a little seating area, of course, at the duck pond, some bread, which you're not supposed to feed the ducks, I hear, but so many people do that I feel like I had to use that. And just our little duck pond here. We made this on stream and I thought it was super cute. I like that the giant isopod came with a yellow bucket, so it looked really cute in this build, and I really wanted to have him here. We have our good old friend Ye Wheatfield filling in this area right here, and our little lovey ducks in the front. I think they're so cute. And they make a little bit of a heart when they're facing each other like that, and that's adorable. Excuse me, Opal. Oh my goodness. Of course, we have a yellow froggy chair here because why not? And if we go through this area, we have another sunken walkway, and it runs a little parallel to the land bridge over there. We have just a little seating area right over here, which I do think is rather cute. And then we have this area right here, and it's just a sunken land bridge or a sunken pathway that leads down to the private beach in the back. So I do love the way this came out right here. This was one of my favorite things, and it was my experiment with sunken pathways. And I did not decorate the back beach, but there is a path that runs along the back of the island. If you're ever here, we do open our past islands up for hide and seek. So if you ever come to that island, if you ever come to this island, you can actually run along the back yourself. We're just gonna hop our way back over to the front. I love this little bridge right here, the suspension bridge. Excuse me, ma'am. Oh my gosh, she really is in the way. All right, so making our way over here, we're passing our pie stand, and I'm gonna go ahead and take you up this way. Up here we have Sid's house, and Sid has a little apiary. I thought It was really cute. At first, when I first made this area, it was Maple's house, and I think the plan was to get Maple back in this area for long term, but for short term, I just thought it was fine to have Sid be here. And I love the way this looks as well. I think it came out super cute. Over here, there's a little creek that runs in between the two houses right over here. And that house over there would be my other son's house, which I'll show you in just a moment. So over here, we have a little lake. We have a boat out in the water, and we have a little fishing spot over in the back corner. And I just thought it would be a fun place to have like a little lake area. Everything on this island was built because it just seemed like a good idea at the time. This is, I would say, my third favorite area on the island. I really do love the way this area came out. And this is probably the best view of this area that I can get you. I just think it came out so relaxing and beautiful, and I love this time of morning. This really symbolizes the way this island made me feel at the time. Of course, above the top of this house right here, I put a little bit of an overlook because I'm always afraid that someone will see an area in passing and it won't be decorated. So I decorate behind things and on top of things in areas that people would be like, really, why? Okay, let me go this way first. Right over here, we have my other son's house, and his name is Bubba, and he's kind of a gamer. He has aspirations to also be a content creator. His entrance is right over here, and I'll take you down there in a little bit. Right next to Bubba's house, we have our birthday party area. For this area right here, I really wanted a place to celebrate. I wanted a place where when I invite the community over for birthday parties and stuff, where we could gather and sing happy birthday to everybody and just kind of enjoy some time together. And I think this area kind of accomplished that. We have a good time over here, and I really love that. And I'm still going to be opening this area of this island on birthdays for the community on streams. So we're gonna move right along over here. There is an incline that leads down, and the beach is just very naturally decorated. Nothing too spectacular over there. Up here we have a little bunny garden, and I just thought it was the cutest little thing to have between these two houses right here. That's kind of all we did here. We gave them each a little seating area, hers with tea, and this one over here with a pie, because of course, pie and tea. Of course, his and hers would mean Daisy and Frank. Frank is on this island, which I think is hilarious because he really doesn't fit in any way. Maybe Goldie's going to visit her friend. Okay, so this was one of the houses that we decorated. It's very simple, nothing too crazy. We put a little window overlook over here and just a cute little bedroom sort of reading nook area. I just wanted the inside to sort of match the outside and the rest of the island. Right over here, I made a little overlook for the farm and the farmhouse. The farmhouse is actually the museum. There is a museum back there. I don't love the aesthetic of the museum for most of my islands, and this island's really no different. I just wanted to hide it, and I didn't want to build a castle on this island, even though I make a lot of castles. I didn't want to build one on this island because this island was more like country and more cozy, and a castle just didn't seem very cozy. I'm probably wrong though, because I've made since this some pretty cozy castles, but it's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and go down here. I did want this farm to be usable, so I made it so that you could actually pick all of the fruit, and I did because I was trying to collect the Nook Miles goals. We have a little piggy that got out, and we have a little mush farm and some tomatoes. We literally have every single veggie that's plantable in the game, and anytime I played, I did come and pick and water all of the plants. And then over here we have our farmhouse and everything that I think would be here, like the little horses and just, farmy stuff. That's the technical term for it, farmy stuff. So this is how that ended up looking. I'm quite proud of it. It's my first farmhouse, and I do like the way it came out. Right over there, we just have an overlook. There's nothing too spectacular going on down there. On the side of the farm over here with these last two houses, We have a little farm to table going on, and of course there's a little buffet and some friends here all eating together. So my wheelchair, at the time Floofy was still little, so my wheelchair is over here by a high chair, which would be Floofy, and I would be helping him eat because of course I would be. There's a little pig that came to the party. I just thought the piggy banks were so cute. I guess everything on this island could be described as a fun little area, something that really like captured my heart as far as decorating goes and just what I was loving at the time. None of it is really truly something that I would put on a large island, or maybe it is in individual pieces, but not as a whole the way it is on this island. But I do love the way it came out all together. Right over here, we have a linear orchard. I was very careful to plant these trees and to place these party light arches so that the fruit would literally fall in front of the tree and I would be able to actually use my orchard the way it was meant to be used. There's nothing in these spots in front right here, and I made sure that I would actually be able to collect all the fruit easily because that is something that I also did. And I left one of the party light arches off. And then in the back, I just put some regular silos and windmills. It was a fun little orchard to create. And along the back right here, I just put a little area where you would imagine somebody relaxing with their little bonnet and just looking at the waterfalls and enjoying the little orchard atmosphere. I can speak words. Along the back right here, I made a little fishing area, like a real fishing area, because I did do a lot of my fishing over here. The clifftop fishing I did right up here, and that was a lot of fun as well. I just like the way this came out. I think it came out really pretty. It was not intentionally supposed to be very pretty, but I really do feel like it's probably the most me as far as islands go. Over here, there's another little seating area right next to the sunken pathway, and this would be Opal's house. Opal's house did not get redecorated. It also didn't get redone in the exterior either. I felt like it looked really good on this island already, and I didn't plan on keeping her, so I never really redid her house, and I didn't think about it even to do it temporarily because I felt like it really did look good enough, and the decor around it I think went really well in complementing her house. Okay, leaving this area, we do have a little pathway, and this pathway leads alongside of the lake and straight up to the birthday area. Right here we have a river, and I just love the way the little river is right here. I think it's super cute. We have a little waiting area right here, and again, really cute with a little stroller and just a cozy little area. We have our villagers' houses, and these were really fun to make. I made these on stream the last 2 days of the island. We did knock out the rest of the island in 2 days. Honestly, I probably only had those 2 builds for like maybe 3 months, and I just took forever on it. So we have Marshall's house right over here. I did not redo Marshall's house. So I went into his house because I was curious to see if items that we gifted the villagers stayed inside their houses for DAs. And the answer is yes. If you're ever wondering about that, items you gift the villagers do stay in the DAs. And I might have gifted him some unfortunate furniture items that might be on display proudly in his home. In case you're wondering, that is why I did that. Right over here, we would have Ellie's house. And of course, I'm visiting my best friend. I adore her. Case in point, someone had me put that jump scare in here. That's the thing with stream islands. Sometimes they end up being jump scares. And I do love the little barn that we made right here. Okay, so right in front, we have a meadow, and this was the last build I made on the island, so it seems perfectly fitting that we're going to end off here. It's just a butterfly meadow. It has bunnies, and it's just really pretty, and I loved all of the flowers that I used on this island. I really love the yellows and the whites and the greens. I love the way they look at this time of day, especially when the sun's just peeking out. It seemed like such a relaxing way to spend the morning. This area is one of my favorites on the island. I'm not really a meadowcore queen, but I love a good meadow and I love visiting meadows. We just put some cutesy little items down in the front of it just to kind of make it feel very cozy where you could sit down and relax amongst the flowers. You know what? I have no idea what this present is. It's been here for a year. Let's find out. A cat knows. Maybe it's better that I didn't know. Wow. Okay. We left it there forever. Okay, friends, that is it for this island. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I really do love how it came out. And now looking back at it, I wasn't too proud of it the entire time I was making it. I was like, it's not one of my best islands. But now that I'm here and I'm visiting it from an outside perspective, I really do love it. I find it to be very beautiful and relaxing and cozy, and hopefully you do too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you so much. Your time means the absolute world to me. You can be anywhere in the entire world, and you chose to spend a little of your time here with me. I appreciate you so much for that. Shout out to my sugar bears and my honey bunnies. You guys are amazing, and I could not do this without you. I hope everyone has an amazing day or night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.